People with disabilities in Wisconsin will not be able to receive their absentee ballots over email.
The Second District Court of Appeals overturned a ruling allowing that practice today. This means disabled voters cannot get ballots by email for the upcoming April 1st election. A lower court made the initial ruling on allowing email absentee ballots last June. The GOP-controlled legislature appealed it. Today's ruling can be appealed to the state Supreme Court. And speaking of the High Court, tonight the candidates for state Supreme Court will go head-to-head in their first and only debate before the April 1st election.
Liberal-backed Justice Susan Crawford and conservative-backed Judge Brad Schimmel are part of what's slated to be the most expensive state Supreme Court race on record, and much of that money coming from billionaires who aren't from Wisconsin. Earlier today, we spoke with Peter Cameron, managing editor of the Badger Project, about why so many mega donors are getting involved. Okay, so you wrote an article about how billionaires on both sides of the aisle, notably Elon Musk, George Soros, are just pouring money into this race. Is there anyone else that is just using their cash to influence this?
Yeah, for the past few years, we've seen Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker giving $1 million, $2 million to the Wisconsin Democrats. His family owns the Hyatt hotels. Diane Hendricks is one that people might know, ABC. She's the chairwoman of ABC Building Supply. Richard Uline of the packing supplies company Uline. He's another billionaire that's giving money. So there's lots of them.
All sorts of people then, not just the two big ones that we've talked about a lot.
A lot of people have called this the battle of the billionaires. And what are the influences and expectations when that kind of big money pours into a race like this?
That's a good question. I mean, a lot of these people just want their team to win. But that doesn't mean that when there's a bill that comes up, when something they need, they can probably pick up a phone and make a call and maybe get something they want. But I think it's important for people to know that a lot of times it's just wanting their team to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've seen now for the last couple of years, a couple of cycles, the Wisconsin Supreme Court race being very big. It puts Wisconsin in the national spotlight. Why is it such a focal point for these big-time donors, this particular race?
Well, I mean, court watchers know that whoever wins this race is that if the liberal wins, the liberals will control the court. If the conservatives win, the conservatives will win the control of the court, because it's so evenly split right now. It's a liberal majority on the court. So, and I mean, it could affect gerrymandering. It could affect abortion. It could affect Act 10. So there's lots of things that this court could decide on, and this election could potentially tip the scales of the court.
And yet this is supposed to be officially nonpartisan. And within the last 15 years, the races for state Supreme Court have been won within half a percentage point. It's been literally neck and neck. And is that a reflection of the stakes that are involved, the power that is at stake?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're a 50-50 state. We're a purple state. Trump won by less than a percentage point here. And I think we were the closest state in the union as far as a presidential race. The last Supreme Court race was kind of a blowout. I think Protasewicz had won by 10 percentage points or something like that. But who knows what's going to happen this time? The fundamentals should favor the Democrats, but because of who's in control right now and who usually shows up to off-year elections like this, but you know, it's anyone's guess what happens.
We're in this post-Citizens United world where the world's richest people can donate limitless amounts of money, but is there any move underway to limit what PACs and super PACs can contribute to candidates?
There is, in the state of Maine, they've passed a law that would cap the amount an individual could give to a super PAC at $5,000. Elon Musk and lots of different billionaires can give as much money as they want to super PACs, and then those super PACs can spend as much money as they want. But this law in Maine that would cap the amount you could donate to super PACs, it's unclear if that will survive a Supreme Court challenge. So that's happening now, and it'll take a few years, I imagine, and that's something that could stem the tide a little bit.
We'll continue to follow it. And
only a few more weeks to go.
And we'll have you back. Continued success in your very important work.
Thank you.
With the Badger Project. Great to see you, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you.